WZDX presents an extra look at the hottest action from the world of sports. This is WZDX Sports Extra with Mo Carter and Charity Chambers.
We told you that the X was coming, and it is finally here. Welcome to WZDX Sports Extra. I'm Sports Director Mo Carter.
And I'm Charity Chambers. This is the only 30-minute weekend TV show in the Tennessee Valley that's dedicated entirely to sports. Now,
the first week of May was full of action in the sports world. We've got a lot coming your way.
A conference softball champion was crowned in a unique way this weekend in Florence. Plus, Alabama A&M went for a division championship this weekend on the Hill.
Speaking of championships, the Huntsville Havoc are swinging by the studio with that shiny President's Cup. The Tennessee Titans, they also have championships on their mind. And, of course, the first steps to getting to there begins in the offseason. Now, plus, we'll check in with some items that are considered the best of the week. But we will start out on the Hill where the Alabama A&M Lady Bulldog softball team searching for a high seed in next week's SWAC tournament. But in order to do so, they needed to come away with victories against arch rival Alabama State and then play Mississippi Valley State right after that. So let's take you out there to Bulldog Field. The series was tied at 1 apiece after they split yesterday's game. We'll pick things up early when Alabama A&M already up 5-1 to Mia Lee Barbadillo with the nice hit in the right field. And here comes her teammate. It is Lauren Walker rounding the base of the coach. Tell her just go ahead and head on home, young lady, and she does. Next thing you know, it is 6-1. The very next batter for the Bulldogs, Kia Lang, hits a grounder down the third base line. Barbadillo will make it home for the Lady Bulldogs. They're in total control of this one. They're up 7-1. More from the Lady Bulldogs. Maddie Posey up now for the Bulldogs. She hits one in the right center. Tiana Sanders booking it home. They're just making it look easy, making it now 8-1. We're still in the fourth. An error by the Hornets catcher, and Imani Largent is going to try to take advantage of it. She slides in, and ump calls her safe. The Bulldogs going to win 9-1, taking the series in this win.
Like you said, shortly after that game, the Bulldogs took the field again, but this time against Mississippi Valley State. This game went to extra innings, so let's start there. Score tied at 2 until Ikea Alexander steps up to the plate, makes room for Smith and Salinas to bring it home for the score. Devils go up 4-2. Still top of the 8th, Kayla Dunn. She's going to be at bat for the Devils, and she singles it to left field. That's good enough to bring Jamie Parmley home. They would end up scoring one more in the 8th, making the score 6-2. Bulldogs trying to stay alive now. Barbadillo at bat for A&M. She gives the Bulldogs a little bit of hope, bringing in Dorian Edwards to score. And the next batter up, Kia Lang, hits it to the shortstop. She would be out, but Walker makes it home, and we have a close game, 6-4. Coach Hall hoping the team can pull out the come-from-behind win. Tiana Sanders now, and that goes right past the third baseman. Barbadillo sprinting home, 6-5. Next batter up, 2 outs. A&M has to make a play here. But no, she would strike out. Bulldogs lose 6-5. But Coach Nakia Hall says despite the loss, she's proud of the way her team finished out the regular season.
I'm really proud of this team. We still finished tied for first, so we are co-Eastern Division champions of the SWAC. Again, they picked us fourth. So for us to go out here and fight the way we did and win at least 2 of those games to secure at least the #1 spot, I'm just proud of them. That's the way that you play, A&M softball.
So here are your final SWAC East standings. Alcorn and Alabama A&M both finished with identical 11-7 records, but Alcorn owns the tiebreaker. So Alabama A&M will be the 2 seed from out of the East Division when next week's SWAC tournament begins.
The Gulf South Conference softball tournament was all the buzz this weekend in the Tennessee Valley. UNA was the host and UAH was the 3rd seed, which meant both schools had a legit shot at winning. Let's paint the picture of how things played out. The UAH Chargers scored a victory in round 1, but in round 2 against Valdosta State, they couldn't recover from a 7-3 deficit and eventually fell 8-5, meaning the Chargers were supposed to play an elimination game on Saturday. If they won, they would get a shot at the UNA Lions.
Now, the UNA Lions, they rolled past their competitions in rounds 1 and 2, beating Lee 8-0 and Mississippi College 7-2. Coach Ashley Cozart's team took advantage by, capitalizing with some very, very early hits, and they wanted to get their second GSC title in 3 years, but Mother Nature would step in, and unfortunately, that was not a good situation. They created havoc on the tournament. So due to inclement weather, the remaining of the 2018 Gulf South Conference Softball Championship would not be played. And this is coming from the front office. Per the GSC Operating Manual 8.23, the remaining undefeated teams, which happen to be UNA and Valdosta State, will be named co-champions. As the highest seed, UNA will receive the league's automatic bid to the NCAA championship. Now, Kayla Carlile, she was out in Florence this weekend covering this tournament. She's here to make some kind of sense out of all of this.
Well, Mo, that's right. You said it all right there. Valdosta State and UNA were announced the GSC co-champions for the 2018 season, but the way they won isn't exactly how they expected. So at UNA's trophy ceremony this afternoon, I asked Coach Cozart and some of the players what they thought about the situation.
Well, of course we wanted to play. You know, we feel like we're on a roll right now, and just to, not the way we wanted to win it, but the fact that we came out this season, took care of business, and was able to get this moment, then that made up for it.
UNA's toughest shortstop and hard hitter Reagan Tittle, along with head coach Ashley Cozart, had mixed feelings today about the GSC's decision to cancel the remaining 2 rounds of the conference tournament.
I had mixed emotions because we'd gone all year long and had such a great season, and I thought, man, if we slip up in the tournament and just don't win, you know, it would just be devastating. But also, our girls were so pumped and ready to play. I mean, I was getting so many messages, hey, let's just play one game. Let's just play the winner's bracket and play the next day. And so I was fired up because they were.
UNA slayed the GSC tournament from day one. Thursday night, the Lions shut out Lee University 8-0. Friday night was no different. Hannah Schollenberger knocked it out of the park for her 5th home run of the season, giving the Lions a 7-2 come-from-behind finish against Mississippi College. The Lions were on a roll, and they continue that roll now. After being named co-champions, they were also given the automatic bid to the NCAA regionals for being the #1 seed coming into the tournament.
We have to play every game like it's our last, because it will be. And so we've got to come out just ready to fight this weekend. And like I said, it could be our last tournament ever. So.
Now tomorrow morning is when the NCAA will announce the fate of the teams who reached the regional. UNA could be expected to host, so we'll keep our eyes and ears out for that. Mo, what do you have for us next?
Thanks, Kayla. Coming up next on WZDX Sports Extra, we'll have our Sunday sit-down with the champions of the SPHL President's Cup. We're talking about the Huntsville Havoc. Glenn DeTullio, Jacob Brown, and Nolan Kaiser are all in the building. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
And now back to the action on WZDX Sports Extra.
Welcome back, everyone. We're now ready for the Sunday sit-down. Each and every week, we'll have a special guest from around the Tennessee Valley who loves their sports or knows a lot about sports. And today, we've got the champions. Yes, the Huntsville Havoc. They have brought the cup back to the Rocket City. Joining me is Coach Glenn DeTullio, Captain Jacob Brown, and defenseman Nolan Kaiser. Guys, how are you feeling tonight?
Good. Good. Yeah, real good.
All right. Of course, 1 week ago, we were celebrating this championship, the President's Cup, coming back to the Rocket City first time since 2010. And now we got it in 2018. Coach, what's the thoughts and feelings a week later?
Man, it's hard to believe it's been a week, to be honest with you. The week's gone by pretty fast. Yeah, it's been an awesome week. Something we've been waiting to do for a long time. And I know the players, I think, enjoyed the week quite a bit. For me, it's just been a lot of fun watching, all these guys celebrate and just watching our fans.
Okay, now, of course, the Huntsville Havoc have the best fans in the entire league, and it showed the entire year, especially with breaking the attendance record. Nolan, were you surprised with the amount of people that came out to help you guys celebrate, not only when you got back to Huntsville, but also the official celebration?
Not at all. Honestly, they've repeated championship for attendance back-to-back years, so. Or back-to-back, I guess. And then the parade when we got back was, I didn't expect that. That was awesome. That was almost as sweet as putting the cup over my head. So.
All right, now, Coach, all year long, everybody has been playing their part, including this young guy right here, Jacob Brown. Talk about his impact as being a captain on this team and helping lead the team to a championship.
Sure. I mean, you can't win a championship without great leadership, and Jake has been our captain here for 2 years, and he's just a lead-by-example kind of guy. Toughest player that I've been around. We know the battle that he's been going through, and he just comes to the rink. He's always got a positive attitude. He's always excited. He just loves the game, and I think it's contagious for all the players. And
Jacob, when you hear things like that Coach just talked about, how good does it make you feel being a leader on this team?
Feels pretty good. I'm just glad to be on the team and have fun with all the other players, and it's fun to hang out with them.
One thing we did notice when you guys did beat Peoria, of course, we knew that Stewart was probably going to be the first person to get the cup. But right next to him was Jacob. Coach, were you surprised with him running out as quick as he could on the ice to celebrate that championship as well?
No, I mean, that for me, that was, from day one, getting Jacob involved, that was my vision. I just wanted to see him, hoisting the cup and taking a team picture with Jacob right in the middle. And we would have liked to have done it last year. It took us a little longer than we wanted, but that was, for me, that was probably the best coaching moment I've had, just watching the team picture and, him in the middle of it. So it was a lot of fun.
Now, Nolan, of course, each and every team goes through their ups and downs. Was there any point of the season where you or probably some of your teammates were like, guys, we got to get this thing together because we want to definitely make a run and bring something like this back to the city?
Yeah. Throughout the season, I don't think we never got really hot and we never got really cold. I mean, we maybe our longest winning streak was 4 games all year, and then our longest losing streak was maybe less than that. So coming into a playoff format in 3 games, it's you got to get hot. But I mean, we never got cold in the playoffs either. We fought back and went the full series. Long run, I think overall we were probably the best shaped team in the league. Just the way we play, and we just kind of beat teams down and just pound the rock.
All right, cool, man. So, the next question is going to be, can we do this again in 2019?
Already working on it. I mean, obviously enjoying it, but I've already had some phone calls with players for next year, and we had our exit meetings already discussing which guys would like to come back, and I think everybody's hungry. It's like a drug. You win it once, that feeling is indescribable, and we want to do it again. We want to do it every year, so we're already working on it.
All right, Coach, before we wrap things up, I got to throw a little hockey nostalgia back at you. So were you a Mighty Ducks fan in the 1990s?
I was probably a little bit old. I mean, I watched it and I enjoyed it, but I would say Nolan's probably more in that range of being a huge fan. I was a
Team of Solani fan growing up. They were 2 of my favorite players, aside from Dominic Hasek. But yeah, I like the Mighty Ducks, obviously, with the movies too. So.
Okay, and of course, yeah, we talk about the movies, so you got to throw in Emilio Estevez, Gordon Bombay, right?
That's this guy.
Would you ever say you ever feel your inner Gordon Bombay in any shape or form, Coach?
There's times, yeah, for sure. I mean, he led the Ducks to a championship, so I did the same thing. So I guess we got some things in common.
Well, don't forget, he led them to a local championship and then a world championship as well with the Goodwill games in D2.
Hey, I'll tell you what, if somebody wants to invite us to a world championship, I mean, we'll be there 100%.
We've got more coming your way on WZDX Sports Extra. When we return, another special guest is coming your way. Arky Shea is going to join us to talk about the Tennessee Titans. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
And now back to the action on WZDX Sports Extra.
Welcome back, sports fans. We've moved over to the X Zone to talk about the Tennessee Titans. They're a team that a lot of ball clubs around the AFC will be keeping an eye out on this fall. But local fans here got a chance to see them up close and personal this week.
Yeah, that's right, Mo. The Tennessee Titans caravan made its way through Florence this week, where they signed autographs and took pictures with fans. But, for me, it was all about business as I talked to the players about how they're adjusting to a new head coach and new system.
Last year was a good building block for us. We finally got that taste of a playoff experience.
Last season was the first time since 2008 that the Titans made the playoffs.
On the second round, we ran into a team that's a very experienced team in the Patriots, and of course, you're going against some of the best. So I definitely think last year was something that we can build off on.
On top of keeping last season's momentum going, the Titans are also building a new team under new head coach Mike Vrabel.
It's new, so we're all helping out each other. New coaches, new team, new scheme. So make sure everybody's still in their P's and Q's, helping out one another.
Free agency has played a major role in helping build this new team. One major pickup, former Patriots running back Dion Lewis, who's known for his quickness. He's expected to add some electricity to the backfield alongside former Alabama running back Derrick Henry.
I think it could be great. 2 different running styles, and we both productive guys, so I think we complement each other very well, and I'm excited to work with them, and the past 3 weeks have been great.
Along with key free agent pickups, the Titans did a great job of using the draft to help expand their secondary with Alabama linebacker Rashaan Evans and Harold Landry from Boston College. Returning players say though this season is about building, it's also, of course, about winning.
We know what it takes. We understand that we have to continue to work hard, and nothing's going to be given to us, and I think our team definitely has that mentality, that hard work, putting the chip on your shoulder and just working, trying to get back to where we were.
That hard work will start for the Titans this coming Friday for the team's 3-day rookie minicamp. Mo, I'll send it over to you.
Well, Charity, one guy that knows a lot about the Tennessee Titans is my very good friend, Arky Shea from the UMP. He's been taking a look at the Titans' offseason moves over the past couple of months. And one big thing that the Titans did do is draft very, very well, especially in the first round with their top pick. Alabama fans know this guy very well.
The Titans only had 6 picks coming into this draft, and they actually used one of those to go up in the draft to get Rashaan Evans, who fell down to them. A great outside linebacker, knows how to use that burst, knows how to use a spin move, and Mike Vrabel, the new head coach, loves him some defense, so he got a good one with Rashaan.
Now, you know, Derrick Henry says that he played a major role in getting the Titans to actually draft Rashaan Evans. Let's hear from him. He was in Florence a couple of days ago.
Like I spoke into existence, you know. I kept seeing like mocks of us getting him, and I knew it was a possibility. And I just said something to John about it, and then obviously it happened, so I was excited for him. But it's one of my good friends. You know, he's a great player as well, and I know what type of player we're getting. Somebody's gonna work hard and give us all.
What do you think about his thoughts on that?
I think anytime you can get into John Robinson's ear at all, it's a pretty good thing because that guy knows how to draft. But Derrick Henry, he knows the Bama background for these guys. Derrick Henry's a good guy to go to.
Absolutely. Let's take a look at some of the other guys that the Titans were able to draft. They stayed on defense for the next pick. And then, of course, they got a gunslinging quarterback off the West Coast as well.
Yeah, defensively, they went again with their second pick. Harold Landry actually fell down to them, the defensive end out of Boston College. Had a little bit of an ankle issue in college. It's kind of the reason he dropped in the draft. But luckily enough for them, they trade up again to be able to use him. That's going to help that defensive line even more. And to get Luke Falk, that quarterback you're talking about out of Washington State, they just exercised the option to get Marcus Mariota for his 5th year next year. So interesting to go there, but I imagine depth is not going to be a big deal for them this year now that you got a 6th-round pick coming into the fold.
And Titans fans will get a chance to get their first glimpse of the Titans in the preseason. Starting in the early part of August. As a matter of fact, all the Titans preseason games will be seen right here on WZDX starting August the 9th. My little sister's birthday. They go up to Green Bay. They're back at home against Tampa Bay. Then they're on the road at Pittsburgh, and they'll finish up the preseason against the Vikings. Remember, all those games air on WZDX. Do you think we're going to learn a lot about the Titans, especially in that Week 2 and Week 3 matchup, Arky?
Oh, that's going to be the big time because the Titans needed most help on offense, and they got the LA Rams former coordinator who took them #1 in offense last year, basically worst to first. So they have him now as the new offensive coordinator, so that's a big deal. So we're going to find out from them. They don't have all the help on offense that they think they may need.
Right.
That's why they took 5 wide receivers with the undrafted free agents. So that will be a big deal to see. And that's games 2 and 3. Really, where you're going to see those guys, if any of them are going to be able to make haste, including tight end Ethan Wolf out of Tennessee.
All right, Arky Shea in here talking about the Tennessee Titans. Titans fans definitely looking forward to the 2018 season, as well as we are here at WZDX. There's more WZDX Sports Extra coming your way in just a few moments. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Tighten up.
And now back to the action on WZDX Sports Extra.
And we made it to the final stretch of the show, but before we go, we're going to conclude with our Best of the Week segment. I'm a gentleman, so I'm going to let the ladies go first, so take it away, Charity.
Okay, well, my Best of the Week comes from my boy LeBron James in Game 3 against the Raptors. Score tied with the clock winding down. He's driving down the court, and look at this. He throws up the floater, and it's good. Barely beating the buzzer to give the Cavs a win, putting them up in the series 3-0. And I mean, doesn't get any better than that, right? And I love the look on the players' faces after this. Kayla.
Wait, before you even go to Kayla,
Okay.
this is what the thing I loved about this whole situation is the fact that, you know, Drake is a big Toronto Raptors fan. And, you know, he's got his song God's Plan. But, of course, today Bleacher Report was like LeBron's plan. You go from 02 to 03.
Yes, exactly. I love it.
Because God's plan, of course.
Kayla, see if you can beat that.
Oh, well, I can, first of all. So mine's going to come all the way from Safeco Field. It's the top of the 5th, and my man, Albert Pujols, singles to right. Sounds like no big deal, except it's his 3,000th career hit. And there's his team coming to congratulate him. Pujols is now the 32nd player to reach that many hits. He joins Hank Aaron, Willie Mays, and of course A-Rod as the only players to collect 3,000 hits and 600 home runs in a major league career.
Not bad for Mr. Pujols. Of course, he's going to get his call to the Hall of Fame one day very, very soon.
Oh, very soon.
All right, my best of the week is actually a prank. At the Chick-fil-A Peach Bowl Golf Challenge, Clemson head coach Dabo Swinney decided to play a trick on new Florida coach Dan Mullen. When Dan Mullen lined up to get his tee shot, he was in suspicion about the golf ball, then all of a sudden, it explodes. Yes, Mullen was confused at first, but he was a good sport about it. This is really interesting because this is the second year in a row they've done this. This prank actually happened to Dabo Swinney last year, but the two guys were like, hey, it's all good, man. It's the off season. I'm not going to hold this against you in any way, shape, or form.
Oh, my goodness. That's awesome.
Absolutely.
Like, what do you do in that situation?
Right?
Just laugh it off.
Yeah.
You have to.
But did he get another ball is the question.
Yes, he did get another ball.
Okay, yeah.
He did get another ball. It was part of the long drive contest in which Gus Malzahn actually won it.
Oh.
Interesting.
Well, there you go.
All right, that'll do it for our time here on WZDX Sports Extra. We want to thank everyone for tuning in tonight and also thank our lovely friends at Lazy Boy for hooking us up with the great couches. We will see you next Sunday, same time, same place. Have a great week, everyone.
Thanks for watching WZDX Sports Extra. Furniture provided by Lazy Boy Furniture Galleries. Live life comfortably.